I'm delighted to introduce the first speaker for today. He is one of the top technology analysts in the world and a frequent speaker at the major tech conferences. Founder, chairman, and principal analyst of Silicon Valley based Constellation Research Inc., co host of Disrupt TV, one of the widely viewed enterprise tech and leadership webcasts, author of Business Strategy and Technology blog, and a non-resident senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Geotech Center, R. Ray Wang. His best-selling book, Disrupting Digital Business, published by Harvard Business Review, provides insights on why 52% of Fortune 500 have merged, got acquired, gone bankrupt, or fallen off the list since 2000. His new book about digital giants and the future of business, titled Everybody Wants to Rule the World, will be released July 2021 and is the next big idea that expands on disrupting digital business. It's so great to have you, Ray. Over to you.
Hey, thanks a lot and welcome everyone here at TiEcon. Wonderful session so far and thank you for having me here. I'm going to share some previews and I need the ability to share screens real quick, but I'm going to show you some previews of what's about to happen. We all know about digital transformation. We all know about where digital is headed. And one of the challenges is the fact that digital transformation is not enough. The quote you gave earlier, the fact 52% of the Fortune 500 was gone by 2000, that was listed in 2015. Today, that number is 63%, and we actually see that number moving towards 83% in the year 2050. So there's a massive amount of change, and we're in the middle of this digital revolution and era. So if I can share slides, if someone can enable that function, that would be awesome. But if not, I'm just going to keep talking and you guys will follow along. Now, one of the things I want to talk about here is really the fact that organizations are shifting very quickly. And when we think about the top stocks that are out there, one of them that comes to mind has always been Dominoes, right? Dominoes to me has been the most interesting stock because that stock started out at $5. Right? $5 in 2001, 2002, and exploded to 300 plus. Now, that's a company that we list as a poster child for winning the battle in digital transformation. Think about it. If you order pizza at 4 p.m., what happens? Well, the app will actually remind you that, hey, look, you ordered last time. Here it's 4 p.m. today on a Friday. Would you like a pizza? And okay, that's pretty cool. But it's the fact that you can order on Alexa. You can order on your mobile device. You can order by making a phone call if you still do that. It's all possible. And the fact that once the pizza order is placed in the account, it tells you the pizza's in the oven. The pizza's 10 minutes away. The pizza's 5 minutes away. And guess what? An AI bot will if you take a picture, you can send it to the AI bot and it will tell you the quality of the pizza. That's how good they are at digital transformation. However, how often do you order pizza? Who orders pizza more than once a week? Wow, you must be young. You have great metabolism if you order more than once a week. But here's the thing. Most people don't order more than once a week, let alone once every 2 weeks. And here's the thing that's also Domino's beat Pizza Hut because they had the ability to get an order in time to someone. It's not necessarily a taste game. They didn't win on taste. They won on the fact that they were much more convenient. So what happens today? How often do you order from a food delivery app like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Swiggy? Like who orders more than once a week? Now, most people do, probably 2, 3, 4, right? What happens to Domino's in an era where you actually ordering from food delivery apps, you can get pizza, you can get Thai food, you can get Indian food, you can get Chinese food, you can get Korean, you can go all veg, right? Here's the interesting thing. You don't need Domino's anymore, right? You can get pizza on the food delivery app. And what's happening in the world of food delivery apps and even ghost kitchens is these companies are disintermediating Domino's. So what does that mean? Well, is Domino's going to be able to rise up and battle with these digital giants? Because these digital giants are different. Digital transformation is not enough. And that's why we think 81 to 83% of the Fortune 500 will be gone by 2040, and somewhere around 90% will be gone by 2050. And this is the genesis of why we're talking at digital giants, because this is a very, very different type of market. So let me give you some names. What do Airbus and Boeing have in common? Anybody? Yeah, they're aircraft manufacturers. That's true. Okay. What does Visa and MasterCard have in common? Okay, they're credit card companies. Yep, that makes sense. What does Pepsi and Coke have in common? Yeah, they sell fizzy, sugary water. Agreed. Okay. I'll give you one more. What does Domino's and Pizza Hut have in common? Yep, they're both pizza delivery companies. But at the end of the day, these companies are all what we call duopolies. And in fact, they started out as a bunch of startups. They became regional winners. Suddenly, they became global players. And then over time, they become oligopolies, duopolies, and maybe a monopoly if they're lucky. That process used to take 50 years before that would get there. Now it takes as quickly as 10 years. Let me give you an example. Google is the dominant player for search. They've got 4.4 billion users. Facebook has the dominant position in social networks with 2.8 billion users. And of course, in a digital world, you monetize by goods, services, membership, subscriptions, ads, search. And that's fine, right? So, but what is it? These are two different businesses, Google, Facebook. How do they compete? Was that the way you normally look at that? Well, you compete because they're digital advertising today. Think about it. Google has 135 billion in ad revenue. Facebook has 70 billion in ad revenue. So two times the most users totally makes sense. But Amazon has 140 million users, 200 million worldwide, and suddenly, guess what's going on? They now have 14.1 billion in advertising revenue. These are companies with three different business models, yet they're all competing for digital ads. And all three of them, one would say, are massive, potentially oligopolies or monopolies in their space. These companies were built differently. This is why when I said it took 50 years for a Dominoes or 50 years for a MasterCard or 50 years for an Airbus to become a duopoly, that's out the window. It's taking 10 years or less. And we're seeing it with the digital companies. And that's the shift that's going on right here. Most new digital companies start out to become a monopoly. This is the big shift that we've seen. And eventually a second player emerges. And in this case, Facebook and Google were battling it out for digital ads, but Amazon came into the picture and jumped in. So what happens? Are monopolies the only ones that win in this post-digital world? Can a traditional company beat a digital giant? I don't know, but digital giants have emerged at a rapid pace all across the board. Doesn't matter the industry. You see these companies picking up and they are building what we call digital giants. Now, how do you do that? That's what we talk about in the book. I'm going to give you the 7 steps really quickly here so that you get a sneak peek. And then, of course, we'll share with you how you can get a copy of the book pre-ordered. The first one is what we call reinvent the life cycle of organizations. That's the startup life cycle, right? And whether you're a brand new company or whether you're transforming your organization, you have to rethink what your mission is, how you get your teams together, what you do in terms of building the best product or service offering, what's required to actually design for digital monetization and hitting markets. And then more importantly, what do you actually have to do to actually build your financial models in a different way? The second piece is how do we build the biggest network? I'm talking about users. I'm talking about devices. I'm talking about the combination. Where is your biggest network? And then the third one is how do you own the customer relationship and also disintermediate relationships that other people have as you're building this network? And once you have that, you're going to compete for something so important. We call it data supremacy. That data builds competitive advantages, gives you a moat. It's really about getting to what we call decision velocity. We as humans make decisions one every second. It takes us 6 weeks to get out of management committee, right? Machines can make decisions 1,000 times per second. That asymmetry is what you're going to be competing against, the ability to make faster decisions, more precise decisions, and build it off the data you have. And then the fifth one is the digital monetization models we talked about. How do you succeed in all 6 of those areas? And then, of course, you can't do this alone, especially if you're competing with an existing digital giant. What do you have to do to build joint venture business models to be successful? And then, of course, the last one is how do you build that long-term growth mindset inside the culture of your organization and also humanize digital? So those are the steps that are out there. I'm going to share one on this customer relationship piece real quick. Who owns the relationship here? Anybody? Taxi or Lyft or Uber? All right, I know that battle's over. Lyft, Uber, Ula, they've won the battle. Who owns this relationship? I don't know. McDonald's, Uber Eats, Swiggy, DoorDash. Those guys are actually owning the relationship, like I said with the Pizza Hut example and Domino's. Who owns this relationship? Ooh, that's a very interesting one. There's a battle going on here. The airlines, the car rental, the hotels, they're not going to give it up. They want you to go direct. Digital giants disintermediate the account. Use the example that I had with DoorDash. DoorDash signs up all these restaurants to do delivery. They're like, oh, we'll just do it for a couple of dollars. What are they really doing? They're capturing data as they disintermediate the customer relationship. You go to them first, then you choose the restaurant. And more importantly, they can figure out in your neighborhood, like if Thai food does better, maybe we should put a ghost kitchen here that just has Thai food and something else. This is what's happening. And they're using the data to compete against those companies. Real quick, digital monetization. Let me share something with you. We talked about the 6 ways you can monetize in digital. Well, I'm going to make you an offer. Let's try to make you an offer now. How many here would actually subscribe to 75-inch screen TV for $15 a month? And I'm going to give you a 5-year warranty. If anything ever happens, like other than you throwing something at the screen, if anything happens, we will help fix the TV within 48 hours or replace it. Would you take this deal? It's very enticing, but I'm going to up the offer. Wait, operators are standing by now. How about a 75-inch screen TV for $25 a month, 5 years warranty, and a free upgrade? Anybody interested? Now this deal just got more interesting, and that's what we're talking about. So how do we get there? What if manufacturers' insurance actually have information on break fix and safety, and also from Best Buy? The manufacturer suddenly becomes an insurer. Think about that. We're going to take that break fix data and we're going to use it to build brand new products. We're going to have sensing information to know what features are used, what features aren't being used. And suddenly I could kill LG and Samsung in 5 years by taking warranty and becoming an insurance company. And when you're done, I'm actually going to do more. I'm going to do your entire kitchen. You want GE and Whirlpool? $100 a month for the next 10 years. You want to move up? Fine. We'll give you LG and Samsung for $200. And you want to go high-end Gaggenau, Mealy? Fine. We will take care of you for $350 a month. And guess what? I'll do your HVAC too for $100 per ton. So you got a 3-ton AC unit, $300. We're done. This is what we're talking about. You now go direct to consumer, manufacturers become insurers. And guess what? I have better data and information than the insurance companies. I'm going to turf all my reinsurance and arbitrage my losses. I will kill insurance companies. I will kill 100 different manufacturers. I will destroy the entire electronics market and take it down to 10 manufacturers in less than 5 years. If someone funds me $100 billion, you can call them out. And I'm just kidding, but you get the idea. This is what's going on with digital giants. They are transforming the world, and you can get a copy of the book on Amazon. Pre-order. It's available July 13th. We're collapsing industries against new value chains built on data, and this is where digital giants are coming. And we actually see 50 players coming in that market. Now I'm going to rush because I think we've got an awesome speaker after me, Esther. She's got a really cool book, so I don't want to take away her time, but I'm going to move off. And of course, you can catch me in the speaker's corner. Thank you so much for having me here at TiEcon. And more importantly, hope you get a chance to check out the book.